Hey everyone, what is up? Okay, so today's video is going to be about finally a big frickin' warm-up. Or at least for half the country. The other half, not so much. You're still dealing with big storms in the Pacific Northwest, which is going to be dumping 3 to 5 feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada and everything. Going into this weekend. So, skiers out in the Pacific Northwest, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, you're going to love it out there because finally you're getting a lot of snowpack, and it's going to help, obviously, because they've had the drought, obviously, that's been continuing. And basically, right now, the storms are coming on to the Pacific Northwest, and then basically riding along a ridge and everything. However, basically, last week we had the jet stream kind of take a dip in the south and just kind of like up the eastern seaboard. Finally, this week, it's going to pretty much just level out, kind of splitting the nation half and half between warmth and the cold. So most of the storms that come along the country are basically going to stay in the northern tier of the country. We are going to have big snow coming later into the week for places like in between Minneapolis and Chicago, going into Michigan and parts of the Ohio River Valley. We're expecting a huge storm that will be affecting those areas later on in the week. However, just south of it is where we're going to see so much warmth. It's going to feel like spring and, in some cases, summer. And Florida is going to be that pretty much place where 80s are going to be common for the whole entire week, down Miami up to Jacksonville. Even parts of southern Georgia and even Charleston, South Carolina, I believe it's on Thursday or Friday, 81 degrees is the forecast high. So finally, we're getting a break from all the cold, all the snow and everything, and we're finally seeing some warmer conditions. Basically, the warmth is going to just be contained into the south, southeast. However, we are going to have some warmth come up into the mid-Atlantic, like D.C., Baltimore, Philly. You're going to be in the 50s for the majority of the week. Today, here in D.C., it's right now 51 degrees, almost 52 degrees, and it's definitely helping melt some of the snow outside and everything. It's a lovely day here in D.C. D.C. should hit about 60 degrees a couple of times, I think Wednesday and Thursday, tomorrow and Thursday, I think. D.C. and Baltimore should be flirting with about 60 degrees. But New York City up to Boston, you're also going to be experiencing warmer conditions, much warmer than we have been experiencing. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s and low 50s come the end of the week and everything. So definitely it's going to be a break from all the cold, all the snow, and just all the shoveling and everything of snow. We've had so much of it this season. New York City has had 55 inches so far. Their average snowfall for a season is 17.5. Now, here in D.C., we're pretty much right at average. Our average is about 15.5 inches, and we're pretty much right on the dot. We're pretty much at 15/16 inches, so we're there. So, I'm done with snow. I don't want any more snow here in D.C. I want springtime, and we are going to have a brief warm-up. Now, unfortunately, the warmth is not going to last. We are going to have the basically the jet stream kind of just dip down to the south again, and we're going to have another Arctic cold wave come into parts of the upper Midwest and going over into the eastern third of the nation coming this weekend and early next week. So right now, folks from, the mid-Atlantic going all the way over into parts of like even Texas, you're going to be experiencing 60s, 70s. Memphis is going to be in the 60s and 70s. Atlanta is going to be in the 70s. Raleigh, North Carolina is going to be in the 60s and flirting with 70 degrees. Even places like St. Louis and Indianapolis, you're finally going to have a brief warm-up. Not too long, but a brief warm-up of temperatures going into the 40s and maybe a few 50s and everything. With all the warmth, however, we are going to see some severe weather come Thursday. So if you live from Minneapolis, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, going into the lower parts of the Ohio River Valley, we are supposed to see a severe weather outbreak. Not major, but definitely you want to keep your eye to the sky and to the weather reports and everything for Thursday coming to the south and everything, because we are going to see some thunderstorm and severe thunderstorm activity pop up and everything. Again, February, the end of February, going into March, severe weather season is starting to ramp up, so this is going to be probably the first wave of many as we go deeper into the spring season and everything. Spring doesn't start officially for another month, however, we definitely are going to feel the spring warmth in the southeast, and even over here in the desert southwest, 70s and even mid to upper 80s in Phoenix this week. So very, very toasty here in the desert southwest, and again, it is more of a dry heat. So it's a nice, lovely place to go to and everything. Probably a good time to go this year. I mean, this time of year in the desert southwest, because it's not, 100 plus degrees yet and everything. So very comfortable back in the desert southwest. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally seeing a brief warm-up for this week here in the eastern third of the country. We're looking for some thunderstorm activity and possibly some severe ones at that. Small hail damaging winds, and you can't rule out an isolated tornado. So I'll be back again with another update probably this weekend or early next week on the next cold shot that will be invading the country. But until then, enjoy the warmth, enjoy the sun, enjoy the spring-like conditions and everything, and remember to keep your eye to the sky.